Hello and welcome to February 19th, where we're reading Leviticus 15 through 27. One day I'll get really good at actually saying each of these words, but for now, that's not it. These chapters cover the causes of uncleanness that stem from just natural causes. Everybody's got some natural uncleanness that accumulates in their lifespan, and so there's some things that you need to deal with before you actually go into the presence of God. Other than that, we also talked about the Day of Atonement. That seems kind of important before going back into some vague purification rituals that, again, kind of stem from the same source as all these other things we've been talking about the last couple days. If you're interested in a chapter by chapter breakdown, then here we go. In chapter 15, it talks about bodily discharges. Oh, that's an uncomfortable subject. Whether you're a man or a woman, at some point there are some kind of discharges that happen just naturally that makes someone unclean. And so, even though that's a normal part of life, even though that's a very natural thing, and in many cases that can be good, it's proper that those things happen. You still need to clean up before you go to God. You still need to be clean before you come into his presence. There's an expectation that God's people is a clean people, and so you go above and beyond to purify yourself and make sure that you're cleansed before you actually go into God's presence. You don't want to bring defilement in there, and so, clean up before you go before the Lord. Chapter 16 talks about the Day of Atonement, the one day a year that the most holy place was open to the high priest. Had to make sure I said that one right. Only for a couple of minutes. The high priest goes through a ceremony. He executes a goat, I do believe, collects some blood, takes it into the most holy place, into the presence of God himself, puts the blood on the Ark of the Covenant, and then leaves and releases a second goat into the wilderness. It's symbolic of your sins being taken off into the wilderness and gotten rid of. That's important symbology when you come to Jesus, who is the one who took the sins on us and then took them away so that we didn't have to face those anymore. It's very symbolic. It's very important going forward. And so, hey, keep that in mind for the New Testament. Seems pretty relevant. Then chapter 17 is right back to the whole forbidding of some sacrifices. There's some things that you don't give to God. There's some ways that you need to be clean. There are some ways that you have to avoid being unclean. Don't eat blood. Don't deal with dead bodies. That's not clean. That's not healthy. So stay away from those kinds of things. God lays out a bunch of ideas here. Again, not one-to-one directly connected to us, but still useful when you have a perspective of, hey, what is God looking for from his people? This is what. And so hopefully as you read through these, you have some benefit from them. If you're interested in specific points, go ahead and go over to the written page, and that might be a benefit to you. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow, where we'll pick up in Leviticus 18 and read a little bit there.